It's Don here from the board. Thanks for coming along and checking out this video. So today is a absolutely fantastic milestone for us here at the board because we've finally hit 3,000 subscribers. It's actually almost been 3 years to get to this point. So in about 62 years, we'll probably get close to Tay keyboards. But seriously, it has been about 3 years now, almost 3 years come January. So our organic growth has been quite good. It's been quite consistent, quite steady. So thank you very much to everybody who's been involved in supporting this YouTube channel. Statistically wise, it's been really interesting because I was looking at it last night and 80% of all the video views to this channel are not subscribers. So I guess the question is, why? Maybe it's just because people are finding random stuff and they're not actually as deep into mechanical keyboard and DIY keyboard related hobbies, which is perfectly fine. And only 20% of those who come across this channel are actually interested in that space. It's just something to think about what the, I suppose, attention and conversion is like. Now, many months ago, I had received a prize that was very kindly donated by Mitenolet, and I did a little mini video on that. So let's have a quick look first, just to confirm. Yes, the Board Podcast, we are at 3,000 subscribers, which is it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So what we are going to be offering is this. As the glare, I'll just tilt that away. Surprise if the board hits, if. It really should have probably said surprise when the board hits 3K on YouTube. This is the special prize from Mitenolet. So, mate, thank you very much for all your love and support that you have been providing us over the last 18 months, 2 years. I don't know where we'd be without it. Certainly not anywhere near as we are with 3,000. So let's crack it open and see what we're going to be giving away to celebrate this milestone. Now, I've got a pretty good idea it's a keyboard, which is not that surprising, and I think I know what it is just by looking at the box, so I'm going to guess it's a Kumo. Now, I could be 100% wrong here, but it was suspiciously like a Kumo. Okay, so we've got a box which is from the Van Keyboards. Now, we know that the Van Keyboards has unfortunately gone to permanent hiatus, but they have actually on-sold, I suppose, the product and development, or at least the distribution of minivan keyboards to the Key Company, which has been fantastic. And if you want to hear my thoughts about that, please do check out our podcast. So I'm just going to flip it around the right way. Let's see what it is. And it is a cable, some switches, which are, I think they're speed golds or coppers. I don't know. The Kale switches are very hard for me to tell with the colors because obviously plastic doesn't imitate metal very well, but it's the clicky. We've got some keycaps to go with it. And as I suspected, it is a Kumo, which is the sort of plastic version of a minivan. It's much lighter in weight. It's still the same 40%. It's a kit, and it's got stabilizers that have already been lubed and rubber banded, not rubber banded, Band-Aid modded in there, with a steel. I think it's a steel plate because it's quite heavy for what it is. So, yeah. Now, because the Kumo is hot swap, you don't even have to do any soldering. You just snap some of the corner switches into it, into the plate that is, and then position them correctly and seat them into the actual hot swap sockets, the Kale hot swap sockets, and then push the rest of the switches in. And if you don't want to go with the plate, you can just go straight into the PCB. The only thing that you have to be aware of is, as you can see down the bottom here, the orientation of the switches are different on the bottom row depending on the position, which allows the correct layout for them depending on what it is that you want on your bottom row. So that is what we are going to be giving away. Now, the most challenging part to all of this is, how are we going to give this away? Well, going to run a Gleam competition. Link is going to be in the description below, as per usual, as per normal. Originally, I did want to run it with subscribers only, but I realized that due to the way that YouTube reports subscribers, if you don't have your subscription public, then it won't show, which means there's no way that I would realistically be able to check that you were a subscriber, and it would put a number of people at disadvantage. And I certainly don't want to do that. So I'm going to make it a bit more of an open competition, I guess, and I will have a question. Hopefully my Gleam account has the right permissions to ask a question. It has before, so we'll see if it still does. But I'm going to ask a question, and, well, if you answer the question right, then it's a valid entry. If you don't answer the question right, it's not a valid entry. I will run this competition until Christmas, and then I'll draw it at Christmas, and yeah, we'll send this out to whoever is the lucky winner. Nice and simple, right? So please do check out the link below. This is a giveaway that is open and available to everybody. So if you are from Patreon and you're checking out this video and you're going to get upset about it, please don't, block or get upset, because there is no money, there is no cash involved. You don't have to be a Patreon supporter to do this, and I certainly don't want any of our Patreon supporters to be disadvantaged either, because previously they had an issue when I ran a competition. I had to explain, there's no disadvantage. You don't have to be a Patreon supporter to be involved, and it doesn't put them at a disadvantage either to be involved. So there we go. There is a Kumo up for grabs to celebrate 3,000 subscribers to the Board podcast. What else can I say? Not very much. So thank you once again, Mitenolet, for donating this. Thank you to all of you, our viewers, our subscribers. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and, of course, that bell button to get notified whenever we have any new videos for the channel. Your support means a lot, and hopefully we'll be here for a while longer making more videos. Don't forget, of course, I now have Instagram for the Board podcast, and, of course, we have a podcast. All the links and whatnot in the description below. I'm going to sign off. We're well under 10 minutes, but you know what? It's not like I'm doing this for advertising. The 10-minute rule, right? Hopefully I won't get into trouble from YouTube for that either. So we'll catch you on the next video. And, of course, as usual, until next time, happy clacking.